Hello, my friend. Welcome back. Today's big question. It was posed to me on Instagram. Older man, Paul, is it too late for me to actually start over again in a relationship? And this lady is in her 40s and she's just got out of a 8-year relationship. She finally decided that the relationship that she's been in with the last 8 years wasn't for her. 8 years. At 40. And I'm just saying to myself, wow, this is your prime years. I said, do you want to have kids? And she said, yeah, I want to. And I said, well, how do you resolve this in your head? That the man that you've been with for 8 years, why didn't you have kids with him? Oh, we wanted to focus on career first and we wanted to focus on, building. And it just frustrates me because so many women have got it ass backwards, putting the cart before the horse, so to speak. Because wouldn't the idea be to actually find that man, marry him, or hopefully get married because he wants to, and then proceed to build a life together? So I ask her, next question is, well, why didn't he marry you? Well, he did ask earlier, but I just said we should just wait because I wasn't sure. And he waited. And now I'm just realizing I just don't want to be with this man. And I just. So she took 8 years of that man's life and 8 years of her most precious years, the most crucial years for a woman, and decided she didn't want it. And so it brings me to the next question. And the question I want to ask all you ladies, do you all think that you have infinite choices when it comes to relationships? Feminism have lied to you all so bad that you all think that you could just get it whenever you want, do it whenever you want because you got the career and everything else should just fall straight into your lap. So I said, okay, so now you're 40. She said, well, 39 and a half. I just had to throw it in there so that you could feel my frustration, okay? So now you're 40 and you're back out on the street, never been married, no kids. You want to have kids, So it just hit me. Women don't understand that they have a wall. They have a wall and the wall is real.
Okay, so as a woman, one thing that I'm very sick and tired of seeing is all of these women giving bad advice, especially to the younger women. Because you know what it is? Misery loves company. I see all of these women in their 30s, 40s, 50s that are giving terrible advice to women in their 20s and even younger than that. So coming from a woman, I'm going to be honest with you and I'm going to tell you what hitting the wall means. So men value different things than women do. They value beauty, youth, and they value someone that respects themselves. When you start aging, your biological clock is ticking, and that is just a real fact. Going into your 30s, your options are going to be less than when you were in your 20s. And those guys around your age are now looking at the younger women, and you're going to be competing now with the 20-year-olds for the guys that you want. And then now when you're ready to start settling down and possibly start thinking about having kids, those same guys might feel like you're rushing them and they might not want the same things at this point. So then the dating market starts getting stressful. And then now these women are rushing for time because now their biological clock is really ticking and they want to go through the stages. And then a lot of them end up single. A lot of them end up childless because they chose to have fun in their 20s instead of looking for a relationship. And they thought that when the time came that they did want to settle down, that they would still have all the options that they had when they were 20. But then reality hits, and a lot of them end up childless and single and not by choice. So don't listen to all of these women that are saying that they're so happy and they're so content with not having children and they didn't want to get married, because the reality is that a lot of them did, most of them did. And by that point, they just didn't have a choice anymore. And so they had to accept that now they are childless and single. So of course they're going to make the best out of it. But what I don't like is that they're preaching to the younger generation that this is the way to go. Because if they could have chosen otherwise, they would have.
Oh, she couldn't have said it any better. I wanted her to say it instead of me, simply because I feel that if you hear it from another woman, it will sink a little deeper than me trying to tell you about your life, ladies. So the wall is real. She said it perfectly. I've seen so many women end up like this. And I've done stories on this before, but I think I need to just keep reminding you ladies how serious the wall is for you all. I'll read a few comments from this. Problem is that women start to date in mid-30s and then rush men into having kids, which at this point they barely know each other at that time. Exactly. The man that she has known for 8 years, that is the man she should have settled down with. But she wasted that time focusing on her career, not focusing on building a relationship with this man. So I can see this. When a woman, okay, she's settled into the relationship, but she's putting more effort into her career. The man has just become a side note. And then what happens is both you and him are building lives separately. He is building towards your future, you're building for yourself. And because you're building for yourself and you're making it, you're doing it, you have now developed a life and enough finances where you don't need him. So what happens? Because you've been living with this guy, because you have had a relationship where I'm sure he's been paying quite a bit of the finances from his side, you've been able to save and put together your money on your side. I'm hoping that that poor man didn't invest that much money into you, because now he has to look at that as a loss. The 8 years of his life that he invested into you, that's gone down the drain. But you have put your efforts into the wrong things, my dear. The Dallas Denali says, it's not just beauty and use, it's vigor and vibrancy. We like the spirit younger women often have that older women have lost. La Nuvia Era says, appreciate you, but I doubt they'll listen, but thanks for trying. Yeah, I'm trying to get them to listen now as well. I hope in this woman that's wrote me this message would reconsider the 8-year relationship that she had, go back to that guy, if he still wants her. I don't know how long it's been since they've been broken up, whether he's found someone else or... Let's look at another video.
You've got a single 46-year-old woman. She's found herself in an unhappy situation. She's got a lot to say.
I want a relationship, that's what I want. I had all the adventures. I have all the stories to tell. I just want somebody that I can count on.
All I just heard is that she had all the partying. She was out there finding herself for a really long time. She's 46. How appetizing to a man to know that you got all the nasty out of your system. And now here he is. You want someone reliable and dependable now that you did all that. And he gets to have that consistent image of you doing all the nasty with everybody before because you just told him. How desirable. Why is the brain dead so thick? I'll tell you why. Because all of these women absorb all of this modern feminism for so long, and women lie to them. They tell them that guys are somehow going to receive that information well. And that guy is just like, bye. See you later. You had all the stories. I don't want to know. I don't want to have to go to the STD clinic either on my way out of here, honey.
That is so true. Most men don't want to think about his woman being ran through all through her 20s and her 30s. No, the amount of experience. No, women pick up trauma along the way. It's not experience, it's trauma. A man wants a woman that he can work and mold with, not all of the crap that another man has thrown or dumped into a woman. And I'm using that term metaphorically and figuratively, if you know what I mean. No, men don't want it. But hear how a woman tries to classify it. Elmira, she says, it goes both ways, and also self-control. With the years you get smarter. No, it does not go both ways. A man needs experience. Every woman looks for a man with experience, whether it's life experience, sexual experience. No woman wants a man that isn't wanted or never had another woman. No woman wants that. You women try to justify your bullshit with this whataboutism. But what about you? What about you? It drives me insane. We are asymmetrical. Stop trying to be a man. This is the problem that we have in today's modern society that's run by feminism. Every woman trying to be like a man. Well, what about a man? I don't want a man that has been run through. Men don't get run through. They run through women. And the men that you want, they've had a lot of women. Simple. You don't want a geek. Hi. Hello. No. You don't want that man. It seems like I feel like I'm a broken record when it comes to this stuff. It never goes away. It's a never-ending story. A1 Patriot says, I love the comments from women. Go girl. Men you want at that age are not available to you. Cash in when you're young for the men you want. Simple. Peppo Helene said, that's really unfair from you. She's just saying that after all the party, she now wants someone she can count with. I think she will find someone. Yeah, she'll find a simp, but she will be so bored with that man after 3 or 4 years because the streets, the partying, the high, the oxytocin, the hormones that she was producing to get that high when she had that variety in her life and in her. You can't replace that with one, my friend. So when I hear men talking this crap, so this is a man that has been feminized. He don't understand how the real world works when it comes to women. This is a guy that would get broken by any of these modern women. He's talking more from a traditional perspective. He's been brainwashed by the feminist ideals that have told him, yeah, that woman is going to be ideal for you because she has experience. Woo! Yeah, my friend, you have no idea. What's his name? Peppo. Peppo. Yeah, not gonna happen, my friend. Let's go to the next one.
It'll hit you. Ladies, it's gonna hit hard. And it's gonna hurt. And you're gonna be bitter. You're going to hate Kevin Samuels. You're going to hate Andrew Tate. You're going to hate Rollo Tomassi. You're going to hate Michael Sartain. You're going to hate Black Ice. You're going to hate Glenn Lawrence. You're going to hate Pearl. You're going to hate Fresh and Fit. You're going to hate us. You're going to say the same thing that everybody no, we told you. Literally. Because I picked them out. I said, my God, I feel bad for the guy that's going to end up with her. And it was the prettiest girl in school. It was a cheerleader. It was the Who's Who club. And now I look at him and I'm like, whoa, you're alone. What happened? It was the career. Look, I've been around a minute, guys. I've got experience. I'm not making this up. I'm not pulling this out of my...
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them. I've seen the girls I had crush on in high school. Oh, where are they now? Ooh, man, I almost want to cry when I see the kind of life that they have. Yeah, it's not pretty. So yes, he's talking facts.
When do you think you're going to hit your wall realistically?
Oh, like I literally have glowed up every single year. Like every month I get hotter, so I don't believe in a wall. I think that's probably like 55.
Okay.
What do you mean wall?
It's all mentality. Like unfortunately, like when you're hot, you get so much more power. It sucks, but it's the truth.
Wall as in fertility window dies down, your looks fade, stuff like that.
Okay, I feel like 37, almost 40. I feel like the stigma is like 30. It's like when girls are supposed to be like, like you have to settle down. As a woman,
like I don't base my worth on my fertility, so I think that probably like 60, even 70.
One could argue that a woman's most prized possession is her ability to reproduce, though.
Because I have a successful job in the business intelligence industry and I make my own money and my happiness doesn't stem from having children.
It's mind-blowing how these women think. It's unreal. But this is exactly what I'm telling you ladies about. This is what you have been conditioned to think. Because I have my own money and I got my good job and I am still hot today and I cannot see beyond 2 weeks, I'm going to be fine. That's how a woman's brain is programmed. You've heard it right here. You've seen the inside of a woman's brain. I'm so glad that these women are just blatantly say what they think so that you gentlemen can see what's going on in that head. Wow.
I need a husband.
What?
I need a husband and, yeah, and I don't care.
I'm not really husband material.
You'll be fine.
No, like, I don't cook.
I cook.
I don't clean.
I clean just fine.
I play video games all day.
Fine.
I'm talking Fortnite, Overwatch, League of Legends.
I don't care. I need a husband. Okay?
I got 3 kids And I owe the IRS money.
It's okay. We'll make it work.
Well, come in.
Damn, she's thicker than peanut butter in the freezer.
Unfortunately, women leave it for so long that at this point, they're willing to give up on everything, all of their standards, and take any man at some point. There's a lot of women that do this shit. That desperation kicks in and forget standards. And then you got the others on the other hand who just literally will not bow for anything and end up lonely and alone in their 50s, 60s, and 70s and beyond. Still getting drilled out on occasions and thinking that, yeah, I'll be okay tomorrow. The new guy that I give this up to, he will see how awesome it is and he'll stick around. And they never do. They never commit. This is what happens.
Bare minimum low effort men love to scare us with the prospect of being alone, of being worthless, is because they are projecting their fears of being alone and worthless. They simply cannot fathom that women are choosing to be single, because a man who does not have access to women is a loser as per the rules of the games of men. They cannot understand that they are not trophies in the world of women. Do you get it now? That's why they're always projecting,
you're gonna hit the wall, you're gonna be worthless, so many bodies, you're not even a virgin.
Like, that's why, because they are projecting their fears of being worthless, of being alone. I read this TikTok, and I'll credit her here. She said that men love to scare women about hitting the wall because they're projecting their own fears of being at the wall, because men are born at the wall. Then they have to prove themselves to get out of the wall. Do you get it now? So they're always projecting their fears onto women about hitting the wall because they are at the wall. Bestie, I'm telling you, there is no wall for women. Women are desirable at any and all ages. Now you know. The reason why below bare minimum low effort men...
You realize how stupid she sounds when she said that? She pointed out exactly. Men are born at the wall. We know what the wall feels like. You all have to run into the wall. We know what it feels like with our backs on that wall from day one. It's familiar for us. That's why it's easy for men to go and live in the freaking woods. Easy. Because he's been there. Been there, done that. That's the difference between males and females. I like how she put this analogy, because we were born at the wall. Anything that is born there is very familiar with it. And the second thing is men have options. Dating is an international sport. I've said this many times. Men can pick up and they can go and find a conservative woman in Latin America. They can go to Asia. They can go to Middle East. They can go all over the world to find some nice, humble, beautiful little girl living in a village.
Are you struggling to find feminine women? Introducing Getting a Passport. This revolutionary product can help you meet women all over the world.
Back in America, I used to get no V, but in Brazil, they write me Navi. That means 9 in Portuguese.
Cala a boquinha, beija.
You got it.
Don't forget about the conversion rate. And no, I'm not talking about money. Most of Latin America is in the southern hemisphere, which means if you're considered a 6 up here, you're a 9 down there. So don't wait for a brutal divorce to date hot foreign chicks like I did. Get your passport and start shaboinking them today.
If American women drive you insane, get your passport and jump on a plane.
Women can't do that because of hypergamy. The man that makes the most money is exactly where they are in the West. So when you can't find one of these men because you have outgrown your usage to men, you are screwed. And who is it that needs validation? Who is it that needs companionship more? Men or women? Women. You can't keep your mouth shut.
Take good women and you f***ing break us down till we can't take no more, till every man we see makes us want to vomit.
Why do people just think that it's okay to come and say whatever they want to people, to get their hopes up, to have them let their guard down, to be told things, and then they go and a couple days later they just say the complete opposite?
Good morning. I only come on here to cry. I'm sure you guys are used to it. Today, it's nothing bad. I just wanted to come on here to tell you guys that what one man won't do for you, another one will. Nobody talks about how hard it is. I really need to hurry.
I get the question all the time, Leslie, do you ever regret having your kids and getting married as young as you did? Do you feel like you missed out on your youth, on your prime? Missed out on what? Exactly. Getting a you up text from some guy named Josh at 2 a.m. after he's ghosted me for a week and a half? No, I do not. Oh, what about the traveling? Getting to see the world, explore new cultures, see new things. Let me explain something to you.
Okay, ladies, I'm going to tell you something that the rest of the world won't. You don't need to have a hoe phase. I got a DM from a girl that's kind of like my age, and she asked me if I thought that that was like a necessary part of life. All her friends are telling her like this is the time of your life to like sleep around, be promiscuous, not get emotionally attached to guys, just like hop around from one guy to the next. And she's like, do I need to do this? My opinion is no.
Most men just want peace. Yesterday I was talking to a man out of Austria, 58 years old, my age, divorced twice. And he said, you know what? I'm happy going to find a prostitute whenever I need one to blow my load. I got my athletics. I got my business. I am fine otherwise. I love to cook, actually. He said he's an amateur chef. Loves it. Has a few friends over, whether they're married or not. Have them over to the house. He enjoys single life. Every once in a while, he'll pick up a girl in the bar because the women are giving it out, but he will not take any of them serious. But he says, I prefer to go and have a prostitute. The reason for that is, Paul, is that they don't give me any problem and they leave. They know their role. He said, I don't have to deal with the emotional back and forth with women. I'm tired of it. And the prostitutes, they treat me better. They're very good at pretending, much better than the girls at the bar. Because they always have to act like, they're hot shit. These women treat me like I'm a king. I love it. I pay for that. I know I'm paying for it. I know I'm paying for the girl at the bar, but I get treated like shit with the girl at the bar. Why the hell would I do that? That would be the equivalent of being an idiot. I don't want to pay for some woman to ghost me, to not talk to me, to just have this emotional roller coaster with, when I can pay another woman, a professional, to come over and treat me good. And I'm guaranteed to get laid. Not having the punani being held as hostage on this side, I'm guaranteed to get what I want because I've paid for it here. I'm paying for it over here and I'm not guaranteeing that I'm going to get it. Only an idiot would go for the girls that you pick up on dating sites and the bars. Hell no. It's much more fun, simple, and relaxing with a professional woman on the street. And I can't blame him. I can't blame him at all. He says, I have no intentions of getting married again. I'm still paying for the last divorce.
Sweetheart, I'm going to tell you like this. My cookies is worth the wait.
Well, first off, check that, sweet. No, your cookies ain't worth the wait because you ain't made nobody wait. You got 2 kids without a marriage.
I was married.
Name me the product that gains value with age and use.
A product that gains value with age and use?
Yeah.
I want to say your mind, but I may be different. I may be wrong.
No, I said a product. Where can you go buy a mind? A product.
Oh, a product. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you're going to tell me.
Yeah, nothing.
Oh, I am.
Nothing. And let's just talk about your cookies. They're getting older and they've been used.
That don't mean nothing.
You're right. They don't.
Oh, you are.
And that's why they call him the GOAT. The GOAT. I just had to finish with that one. But yes, that's the issue. A product and the value of it isn't determined by the product. It's determined by the purchaser of that product, the individual who wants that product. And if it is determined that the value isn't worth the price, then the product will stay on the shelf. Simple. So ladies, please understand these simple points. All right, guys, listen. I know that's one of those subjects you've heard many times, but I had to actually bring it up again just to appease the woman who gave me that message over on Instagram. So book a session if you'd like to have a chat with me. Get me over on askanolderman.com. Book a chat over there. Get me over on Instagram, Leave me a voice message. If you have a quick message, no problem. I'll be happy to answer it. I answer every single one of my messages. And of course, always remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. Makes your life a lot easier. Okay? I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.